podcast where we talk about the things that we drink and the media that we consume. I'm Michelle. With me in person is Pam.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Pam.
So good to be here.
I know. I have somebody in my apartment I'm hosting. I'm so excited. We're drinking fabulous wine. We've been drinking for like past 3 days, you know.
Yes.
Lots
That's the first drink of the day, though.
Yes, we're doing good today.
Yes.
Little day drinking, it's fine. But yeah, Pam's visiting me. We went to a Broadway show, which was super exciting.
It was really fun.
Yes, we saw Moulin Rouge, which is amazing. Moulin Rouge is one of our favorite movies. And on that theme, instead of our usual episode where we talk about, the things we've been consuming lately, we thought, why not talk about the things that are our favorites instead.
Yes.
So
Current favorite things.
Current favorite things.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll preface that because things change on a daily basis. My favorite video game today is probably not my favorite video game tomorrow.
Probably not.
So that's fine. But yeah.
Right.
Let's talk about what we're drinking.
What are we drinking?
Yeah, wine.
Wine. Surprise.
Wine. So we've been drinking a lot of cocktails, but I wanted to do, since I have somebody here, and wine is always meant to be shared. I busted out a big boy. I got, we're going to do as close to the cameras, but whoa, that is like, you can't
Real
see
bright,
the, you
real
can't see
bright.
the, I'll
Nope.
take a picture of the label and post it on there later. But this is Charme Chambertin, Grand Cru Burgundy from Didier et Jean-Louis Amiot. So Amiot is really the producer. Charme Chambertin is the appellation.
Okay.
And anything from this appellation is always Grand Cru.
Excellent.
So this is a big, expensive boy.
Grand Cru is like the top.
The top of the top.
crew.
Top Cru. Top Cru, and specifically in Burgundy, because you don't have Grand Cru in like Loire
Right.
or Bordeaux. Yeah, you don't even have Grand Cru in Bordeaux. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Excellent. And it's 2014.
Yeah, so we're pushing 10 years. So I figured typically these wines should age for 10 years generally to begin with. So hopefully we're hitting prime numbers here. And yeah, it's always, Burgundy, red, and especially Grand Cru,
Yeah.
always Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir. Okay.
Always. It doesn't say anywhere on the label that.
You just have to know it.
You just have to know it.
All right.
But yeah, but cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that nose.
Smells delicious.
So you just that secondary, tertiary nose, or that dark raspberry, plummy notes to it. It's really dark,
It's very dark.
but in a good way.
I'm almost even getting like chocolatey kind of notes.
Yes. Oh wow. Is the taste as dark as it smells?
It's very bold. Very flavorful.
I'm surprised how much grip it has to it.
It sticks around for a while.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. But it's not an unbalanced amount. Like, it still feels balanced with the fruit. What do you think?
It's delicious.
Yeah?
Yes, I like this very much. Yeah, I'm still getting that sort of dark fruit. Where it's almost a little bit like tart on the finish.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice
Like
brightness.
cherry, like tart cherry kind of like.
I think maybe with a little bit more age, that would be a little bit more subtler. Like when you drink
Softer.
this, when you drink this when it's really young, that tartness is like all over the place.
I kind of like it though when you don't let the flavors mellow too much.
Yeah.
Like, I like it when they're a little more intense.
Yeah, same. That's why I worry, because there's so many wines that I have that are starting to get to that 10-year age,
Yes.
and I'm like, I should drink them.
We'll drink them with you.
Okay. Come visit more often, or we can just keep, drink 10 bottles of wine tonight.
Maybe 8.
That's a good round number. I like that one better. Well, thank you for traveling all the way over here.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yay. Yay. I'm so happy to share this wine with somebody. This is like a very special wine for me. Like, I love this wine. So Unfortunately, not for the faint of heart. This just shit is not cheap.
Yes.
I
Not
think.
cheap. And you probably also have to be a pretty big, like, red wine fan.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't think, like, it's real bold if you're not a huge red wine person, I think. I love it. But,
Oh yeah. You love Barolo. This
Yeah,
is like of that
exactly.
same vein of Barolo, 1000%. It's actually what one of my wine friends said to me once, because I love Burgundy.
Yeah.
And he's like, you would really love Barolo. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That's why we go together, Pam.
You're the French, I'm the Italian.
Exactly. But as we sip this, what is your favorite? So we're going to combine movies and shows together because otherwise we're going to be here for 3 hours.
We are going to be here for 3 hours.
So give me one of your favorite movies / shows of all time.
So,
Oh boy, this is a toughie, isn't it?
it is. So this has been on my list of top movies for a while, and I just recently rewatched it for the first time in a number of years, and it's LA Confidential.
Oh, I love that movie.
Great movie based on the novel, whose authors I can't remember right now. It's got 2 initials, L something, EL something, I don't know. And it is set in the 50s, and it's basically a detective noir story about the LAPD and the corruption within it. It's about this like young, up-and-coming, very smart, very politically savvy guy called Edmund Exley, and he really wants to do things by the book and like be a good cop and not, rough up suspects or do something to get a confession, whereas everyone else in the LAPD is like, nah, we're good with that. And just him sort of discovering this big case and how it all unfolds with what's happening in the department and dealing with some of the other characters. And a lot of the characters who you think like are super slimy at the beginning, they end up being actually kind of decent, and then sometimes the other way around. And it's just such a good like period piece. Like the music's really good, all the cars and like the locations and things are excellent, and just like a stupidly good cast. Like Guy Pearce, Russell Crowe, Kevin Spacey, James Cromwell, Danny DeVito, Kim Basinger, like just ridiculous cast.
Yeah. I remember seeing LA Confidential years ago, and I love me some Guy Pearce. Oh my God. Such a great movie. I need to rewatch it. I haven't watched it in many years.
Yeah, it's great. It really stood up. Like it's like I liked it just as much as I did when I watched it, probably 10 years ago. But yeah, just really excellent. And the story, just like how everything unfolds, just like fits together so well. Like there's no weird plot holes or like bad pacing. It's all just like such a consistently excellent movie.
That seems like such a used genre, not to like I guess generalize, right? But like you love those like was it Gabriel Knight and such.
I like the like noir kind of detective stuff for sure.
Yeah, that's a Pam for sure.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes. So, how about you? What is one of your favorite movies or shows right now?
Well, this one's probably always the most consistent one. That it's always going to be my number 1 or number 2 movie of all time, and that's Last of the Mohicans.
Last of the Mohicans, amazing.
It's a Michael Mann movie with Daniel Day-Lewis, who plays he was an orphaned child in the late-ish or mid-1700s. This is during the French and Indian War, and he has his adopted indigenous people. Native American family, and he is just walking along and just gets caught up into some drama because he finds a hot lady stranded.
Cause of all problems.
Cause of all problems. Pretty much like there's a lot of political stuff into it, and this is a very just like that this description of what the story is terrible, but it literally is. But pretty much it's a love story in the French and Indian War. Daniel Day-Lewis is fucking fantastic, so badass, and the man who plays his adoptive father, Chingachgook, it's the name of the character. I forget what the the man's name is amazing. The music is phenomenal. I listen to the main track on a regular basis still. Yeah, it's pretty sad. And historically, it's very accurate. Like there's this scene that a massacre happens, and that actually really did happen in the French and Indian War, and even the Battle of the name of the town escapes. Again, favorite movie, and I don't remember anything. I have no notes. We're going in this blind.
We are just going in kind of seat of our pants.
But it's a beautiful movie. The last 20 minutes is probably my most favorite 20 minutes of film of all time. Just him running. Oh, it's just, God, go watch the movie.
I've never seen
it. Movie watching time.
Yep, I've never seen it.
I love it. It's, it gets me excited thinking about it.
Yeah.
But
Amazing.
what movie or show do you love?
So this is another one that's been on my top for a long time, but also we just watched it again twice in 2 different formats. Moulin Rouge.
Oh, that's right. Yes. We watched it last night.
We did. So we went to New York and we saw the play on Broadway, which was really great. It did a very good job of taking the movie but changing it just enough, like a little story changes, a bunch of different music that they used. But yeah, I remember when I first saw the original Moulin Rouge. It's like 30 years old now. No. 20 years old now.
2001, I think.
Yeah, 20 years old. Yeah. And I remember seeing it in theaters with a bunch of my guy friends, and I like cried at the end, and they laughed at me. But it's just this amazing, over-the-top spectacle of just like music and visuals, and it's just like very like go 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 in that kind of Baz Luhrmann crazy way. But then it's just rooted with like great performances by Ewan McGregor, who's so cute, and Nicole Kidman, who's so beautiful,
gorgeous,
and just this like love story, which even though I'm not a huge fan of the we just met and now we're so in love, we can't live without each other, I can take it just because like the music and everything, the costumes, the sets, just like everything is so good. Yeah. We definitely sang along to every single song. Sure did.
My neighbors probably love me now. But I love how the Broadway show as well incorporated new songs.
Yes.
So it wasn't just like verbatim from what the movie is. Like they had Bad Romance as one of their big numbers, which was amazing. I think that was probably like a highlight for me and
for sure
one of the parts in it. And yeah, I just loved how they modernized it a little bit for, you know, youngers that were not born 20 years ago. Like
exactly. Yeah. But yeah, the movie's just so good, so consistently entertaining, and the music is all amazing. Yeah, it's about, so there's a love story, but Nicole Kidman is a courtesan, and she's kind of got to sell herself to this rich guy to save the Moulin Rouge Club. But she's in love with this poor writer, and it's just sort of them hiding their love affair, and all the while just with amazing song and dance numbers.
Beautiful movie. Love it.
So how about you?
We'll do one more movie and then we'll talk about our favorite show that we always watch. Okay, so my other favorite movie, again, dances between 1 and 2, because I've even mentioned it on this podcast before as one of my favorite movies, is Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, of course.
I love this movie. And anybody who says it's too slow needs to watch movies more. It's not too slow. It's very engaging and so well done and so well paced.
Yes.
So Blade Runner is a Ridley Scott movie made in 1982 or 3 ish, whatever. Very much the style of futuristic noir, we would call it. Very dark. The set design and the visuals are so amazing. They held up so well to this day. I watched it recently and I was like, oh my God, everything, all the miniatures and the matte paintings and such look phenomenal.
They look great.
And so Blade Runner is about Harrison Ford, who is a Blade Runner, which is a position that hunts down replicants, which replicants are robots that look like humans, and they have a life expectancy of about 4 years, and mostly they're used for physical labor, pleasure, that kind of thing. So you have 4 replicants that escape or are running wild on Earth, and Harrison Ford is supposed to hunt them down and terminate them.
Yes.
So that's the story in a nutshell, and it is so good and so I just love the visuals.
The visuals are so good. I love just the world, just like the lighting is so good, and just there's always like not fog but like steam and like just like and even the things like with Daryl Hannah and just like the mannequins and like just so many good sets and scenes and
yes, it's so wonderful. I don't know why that movie resonates with me so much. So Blade Runner, it's a deal breaker at this point. Gotta love Blade Runner, sci-fi, mystery. And then the end.
Which one?
Which ending?
Director's cut, non-director's cut.
Oh Lord, that's also the biggest problem. So I bought the DVD in like 2003 maybe, and that was like the one with the unicorn running through it. Like there's there's probably like 10 different versions of this movie, and the one that I enjoy the most is the most recent director's cut that doesn't have the voiceover.
Right.
That doesn't have, I think if it did have a unicorn, it's not like talking over it. It's like one scene that's like a couple frames of just like him like dreaming. But it doesn't have the voiceover. It doesn't have any fluff to it. It's more streamlined and not, it's the voiceover part that just like gets me out of it. So most recent one, which was on HBO Max, whatever version that is.
Okay. That's the definitive one.
The definitive version, yes.
Amazing.
What is your next favorite?
Are you doing this one?
I'll do that one.
Okay.
I'll do that
one. Okay. So this one is a new favorite.
Ooh.
It's a newer movie. I watched it like twice in the past year. I think I might have talked about it on the podcast before, but it's The Handmaiden. By Park Chan-wook.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's a surprise one.
I watched it the first time and I was just like, oh man, this is just perfectly crafted of a movie. And I watched it again. I was like, yep, still amazing. It tells the story of a young girl who is a thief. Like she works with a bunch of thieves, and they send her to go be the handmaiden to this very rich, apparently kind of crazy lady in order to sort of scam her out of her money. And along the way, you sort of, it's so twisty and turny in terms of what happens and all of these characters with ulterior motives. And it's just so beautiful. Like this, it takes place in this big mansion that sort of like combines Korean and Japanese and like American looks about things, and it's just like the gardens and the grounds are gorgeous. Like it's just shot so impeccably well, and the actors are great, and yeah, the story just is a wild ride.
I need to see this movie. I need to watch more movies by
Park Chan-wook.
Park Chan-wook. Oh my gosh, I can do this.
Yeah, I really loved everything that I've seen by him so far. So yeah, it's just really good. It's a long one, but just, again, just like excellent pacing. Just kind of like keeps you on the edge of your seat in terms of where the story is going at any point.
Love it. Well, I haven't seen that. You haven't seen Last of the Mohicans.
Yeah.
So we should watch each other's favorite things.
Yes.
My last one. Again, this is hard to pick.
It's hard.
3.
It is.
I have so many other movies I love and want to include that I'm just not going to even mention them, because I'll probably mention them sometime down the road in another podcast. Like even the most recent movie I watched recently, The Train, which was made in 1962. But anyway. Favorite show. And this show, Pam introduced me to and created this monster. Is RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I can't believe it's the first time we're talking about this on the podcast.
Officially.
Took us to episode 10.
Yeah. That, Oh, all right. So RuPaul's Drag Race is a reality TV show that the fabulous RuPaul created many years ago. And they're up to season 15 now. That's what we are currently watching.
Yeah, 15 of the regular. Then there's
Yes.
All-Stars. Then there's Canada. Then there's UK. Then there's Philippines. Like, it's a global phenomenon.
It is. We usually stick to, or we have been sticking to All-Stars as well as just the regular US version.
US, yeah.
You watch Canada a lot. and
I've watched all the Canadian ones.
Yeah, and I haven't ventured too much because I gotta catch up.
Yeah.
We've seen 3 through current, all of them, right? For the regular?
We still have, I think, 2 seasons that we haven't.
Oh, that's right.
watched.
We didn't watch 13 and 14.
Yeah.
We did not watch.
No watches yet.
So yeah, we skip around. But we started with season 3 and then went all the way up to 12.
Yeah.
Skipped 13, 14, and now we're on 15.
Mm-hmm.
Which we'll get back to 13 and 14
Yeah, we'll get
eventually.
back to them.
It's fine.
It's just the first time that we've been able to watch it live.
Yes,
Yeah.
together. Not live. We
Yeah.
watch it like a couple days
Yeah.
afterwards so we can watch Pit Stop afterwards. But it's probably, okay, so my favorite season is probably 7 with Katya. Katya and Trixie, that's the one with them.
Yes.
That's probably my favorite because I love Katya.
And if in case anyone's confused, we're talking about drag queens
Yes.
and not cars.
No.
Yeah.
I don't care about cars. But yeah, what's your favorite season?
Oh, it's so hard to
I know.
say. I love season 5 and 6.
Ooh, yeah.
Those are both really great seasons. Bianca Del Rio, Katya.
Bianca Del Rio's in
Katya.
5, yeah.
Jinx Monsoon. Just lots of really great queens. And I love the All-Stars. All-Stars are always really good. I think is it 3 and 4 or 2 and 3? Ben de la Creme is like one of my favorite queens, so her All-Star season and regular season. But there's just so many good ones. I keep thinking like, oh, who are your favorite drag queens? And I think it's a long list. Like I'm just loving Ginger Minj right now. She's just hilarious and such an entertainer. I love Monet Exchange, who is really good and also an amazing opera singer. Like,
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh,
They're
fabulous.
just so many good queens, and it's just an entertaining show that combines sort of like, the reality TV drama with some like really heartfelt moments and like support among the contestants, and then just amazing outfits, amazing makeup.
Yeah. We're here. I'm really here for the makeup and outfits, honestly. I mean, and the comedy too. I love comedy queens. I'm not so much into the pageant queens, the looks. Like I love a beauty queen, but the comedy ones, I just love them.
Yes.
The real performers and such. So yeah. I love RuPaul's Drag Race.
It's a good one, and I feel like we're never gonna run out because they just keep making so much of it.
And they should keep making more of
Yes.
it. It's a great show and really promoting that community, and yes, just fabulous. Oh, I love it. We need to go to like drag brunch.
We should go to a drag brunch at some point. I've never been to a drag brunch.
Me either. There we go. We're gonna go do it. Did you have a last one, or were you doing games?
That was it. That was 3.
That was it.
Yeah, that
Sweet.
was 3.
Refill. So this one's gonna be really hard.
It is hard. I have 5 things written down, and I'm just gonna have to figure out what's getting cut.
Yeah. I don't have any written down. This is gonna be really hard. Why don't you go first? You go first
Sure.
for games.
I'll go first. So this is a game that's been in my top since I played it. It's not that old, although I guess it's probably, I don't know, 2016, 17, 18, I don't know.
Oh, that's recent. I think that's recent.
That's fairly recent.
Yeah.
It's Hollow Knight,
Oh.
which since I played it has been like up there, and recently I have replayed it kind of a couple times in the last month. I started playing and I want to get everything because I think you can get like 112% or something, and so I want to do that, but for some reason I always feel like I need to start a new game. I just can't go on one of my old save files. It's like I need the practice of playing through the whole game in order to get good enough to do the pantheons at the end of the game. But this is a Metroidvania. It's an indie game made by a very small contingent of devs, and it just has the most amazing sense of exploration, just super satisfying, not overly complex combat. That's just a lot of fun, really good bosses, lots of fun things to collect, and all kinds of secrets, and just like, again, wonderful exploration. So I had been playing it again, and then I decided I was going to speed run it. So I'd got a sub 5-hour speed run.
Just insane. Insane.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And that made me appreciate it even more. So yeah, it's definitely up there. I mean, it kind of has to be. I mean, I'm wearing a Hollow Knight t-shirt.
And you have a Hollow Knight tattoo.
Hollow Knight tattoo. Like, it's you know, the cat's out of the bag. One of my favorite games. But yeah, every time I play it, I just like, this is so good. It makes most other 2D platformers like just kind of pale a little in comparison.
It does.
Yeah, it's like,
it really does.
It's more like Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I loved, I played Hollow Knight last year at your suggestion, and it wasn't my first Metroidvania, it was my second. The first one I ever played was Astalon. And
Also at my suggestion.
also at Pam's suggestion, which was a great game as well. And Hollow Knight is fantastic. As somebody who had almost zero experience with Metroidvanias, it is a challenging game, but you can push through it. Yes. It's all about the patterns. And what I love about Hollow Knight is its speed. The speed of your character and such. You're not just like chunking along real slow, you know, you're very fluid movement.
Agile.
Yes. And everything is very tight and concise. So if you know, like, I'm fighting a boss and I'm struggling with it, it's because I'm not doing it right, not the game.
Yeah, it's so responsive, and it's strange because usually in Metroidvanias, one of the first things I tend to want is a double jump.
Yes.
You don't get double jump for a while in Hollow Knight, but it's fine because the regular jump is so good. Like, I don't feel like I'm missing out by not having it.
Yeah, I hate that when you jump and you're like,
And you just
oh, it's so annoying. But yeah, the exploration of it too, because when you don't start off with that double jump, you see that high cliffside and you're like, yeah, I'm not, I'll come back to
One
that.
day. One day
So I'm
I'll
gonna get you. And it feels so good when you get there.
Yes.
Such a satisfying, one of the most satisfying beats I've ever had.
Yes.
Screaming at the TV, excited.
You do feel really accomplished when you get it. So yeah.
Yeah, love Hollow Knight. I'm not gonna say Hollow Knight's one of my favorite games because we already talked about it. But it is a good one.
So I think in the last year or so, I've had at least 3 people play through Hollow Knight.
Yes. Spreading the word.
Yes, exactly.
Bring them to the cult.
Yes. So what about you? What is one of your current favorite games?
Well, this one's probably going to be always on my top of all time. I've played it on every system it's been released on. And that is Final Fantasy Tactics. Because I'm a Final Fan. I'm going to keep to one Final Fantasy on the top 3.
Makes sense.
And this one is going to be it. Even though it's not mainline, that's fine. It's still a Final Fantasy, and this is breaking my heart doing this, that only one can be on there. But Final Fantasy Tactics has to be the one.
All right.
I've played it at least 5 times, at least.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, it's a hefty boy. I think I've played it twice on my phone.
Okay. That's fun.
Which makes me sad it's not on the Switch.
Just put it on the Switch.
Seriously.
And the Xbox and the PlayStation. Put
Yes.
it on everything.
Put it on fucking everything so I can play it 3 more times over. Come on. Like, why is it on my phone? I don't understand.
I don't understand that either.
But Final Fantasy Tactics is a tactics-driven game that is more political-driven and less angsty emo boys than all the other Final Fantasies.
Are they more adult characters?
They are. They're more adults, even though they're spritey.
Yeah.
And, well...
But they're not teenagers.
They're not teenagers, although they might be like
some might be.
late teenagers. It's never really said because they're like kids that are getting into the political drama. Okay. But they don't act like stupid teenagers. Like, I'm in high school and oh my god, you know, like kids. But like many other emo-y, angsty Final Fantasy characters. The story is very different. It's more political. The job system is to die for. Oh my god. Like, I just love leveling up all the different jobs and such in order to get the secret job levels, and everything is so tight and crisp, and the controls are great, and it's it's so good and holds up so well the sprite and the animation and the graphics are just so well done.
I need to play it. I bought it on PlayStation because of you, but I just haven't played it yet.
Someday.
Yes.
You're going to play it. It's going to be great. And you'll be like, Michelle, this is the greatest game of all time. And I'm like, I know. Okay, maybe not, but that's fine.
Well, knocked Hollow Knight just right off the list.
Boom! But yeah, I love it.
Amazing.
So I can't wait for you to play it. It's going to be a great time.
I should play it sooner rather than
when you get to it.
when I get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is on the
What
list?
else is on the list? Which one am I going to talk about?
Oh, which one? It's so hard.
It's so hard. That's what she said. I'm gonna talk about something I haven't talked. I feel like I haven't maybe talked about it enough, even though it's been brought up on a few other podcasts, and everyone. Nope. There's 2 games that happen. Everyone mentions me when they mention that game. But Planescape Torment.
Oh.
One of my favorites of all time. I haven't played it in a couple of years, but it is what year was it? 2004, 2006, like early 2000s. And it's like an isometric computer role-playing game, sort of like along the lines of a Baldur's Gate, except it's not in D&D. It takes place in the Planescape universe, and it's a really cool universe. The writing in the game is amazing. You wake up, you're the nameless one, you don't know your name, you are just covered in battle scars, and someone's basically like scribed a book into your back saying what you have to do. You have to like go find this guy named Farron, and he can help you, and you're kind of trying to figure out why you're here, who you are. It takes that kind of amnesia thing, which has kind of been overdone, but it's such a good premise for a role-playing game in particular, because then you can just make up sort of what you want about your character. And you just go through and you meet these amazing NPCs, and you get other characters to join you. And it's just got some of the most amazing writing of any game. Like every little item you find has the most interesting description. This whole place sigil is presided over by someone called the Lady of Pain. Ooh. But she doesn't want you to worship her, or if you do, like, you can get in trouble and she'll maze you. She'll just like put you in this like pocket dimension in a maze, and you'll get stuck there forever unless you can get out. There's all these keys and portals everywhere, so they can be anything. Like it can be, you can hum a certain tune, or like have a finger bone charm, and like just like a portal will open up and bring you into another place, and you're just sort of all these multiverse places, and just this great world to explore. One of my favorite parts of it, you go and visit the Sensates, who are a faction who think that you can only really know the multiverse by experiencing as much of it as possible. So they just want to like talk to as many people and do as many things and eat as many foods, and it's just like sounds so cool. So it's just like amazing writing, okay gameplay, but
it's all about the writing.
Yeah.
You said you played this on PC in like the early 2000s, yeah?
Yeah, I played it not like probably a couple of years after it first came out.
Yeah.
It's it's been, I think it's been ported to consoles now. I wouldn't want to play a isometric
No,
RPG
I wouldn't
on
either.
console.
No.
I wouldn't do that. I mean, if you don't have a PC, I guess better to play it than not play it. But yeah, I think it's definitely much better to have a mouse, have a keyboard.
Oh yeah, some games are just like made for that. Like I can never imagine playing like Civilization 2 on a console. Like, no,
that would not be fun.
No, or even any of those type of like strategy, like real-time strategy or turn-based strategy games. You're like, no.
Yeah, they just get awkward.
But I asked because I know nothing about this game, and I'm like, ooh, I would love to play this. Is it on Steam? Probably I should look. And
yeah, it's on Steam.
Yeah,
and they just did a like a remaster version, so it just like the graphics are a little bit upgraded and some little quality of life changes. But
nice.
Yeah,
I love it when they do that.
Yeah, it's good. You have to really be in the mood for reading.
That's okay. Yeah. I've played some 80-hour RPGs. I know how to read a lengthy story.
Yeah. But yes, it's great. What about you?
So I'm gonna I think I'm going to be crazy and not include another JRPG.
Okay.
I know. I historically love JRPGs. And Tactics is going to be my only one. And that's even a strategy RPG, not a turn-based one. So here we go. I'm going to say a recent beat.
Okay.
Yeah. First time playing it is Resident Evil 4.
Nice. Nice.
I absolutely loved playing it. I played the PlayStation 4 release one. So even though I played it on Xbox, like that upscale, like the remaster, but not the remake.
Not the remake, just the remaster.
Remaster, so the graphics were a little bit better and such. But I loved the original so much. I'm very surprised that they even I mean, I can see why, because the game is so popular and that's their thing right now, is just re-release
it as much as possible.
Yeah, especially freaking them.
Capcom.
Yeah, especially Capcom. But the original, I never really got into Resident Evil games initially because I was terrified. I'm a big fat baby. Especially like the survival horrorness of the first two really scared the pants out of me because I need to be able to shoot something 50 times over and not be stressed about how many bullets I have.
Yeah.
Which you do get a little bit of that in RE4, but it's not as much.
It's not as much, no.
No. There's a couple times where I'm like, I have no bullets, and what do they want me to do here? And I gotta sit here and actually get good.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there's usually enough. I mean, most things, if you kill something like that, I mean, not necessarily bullets, but they'll drop something.
Something.
Yeah.
You're just gonna drop me money, and then I can go upgrade.
Yeah.
But you couldn't buy bullets either. So I'm like, I just have to upgrade my weapon, and that's it. Or buy another additional health potion. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed this game.
Awesome.
I was very surprised in how much I had fun with it. I beat it in like a week.
Yeah, that's quick.
Yeah, for me, especially now, like I don't game that much anymore in that one, or by myself. I game with you guys all the time. But like from a solo run of something like that, for me to beat with it so quickly is very rare. And I just had a great time with it. Leon is a sexy bae.
Yeah, I like Leon. My favorite thing is that it's kind of goofy.
Yes!
I played it on GameCube back closer to when it came out, and it was just a lot of fun. It didn't have this dumb tank controls that the earlier games had. I love the laser sight, but I also just love how it's just like quippy and kind of silly a lot of the time. Like the first big boss guy, the little dude.
Oh yeah.
Hilarious. Like, so it's a scary game, but it's also pretty silly, so it doesn't, like, you don't get too scared playing it.
Yeah, love it. I also love the enemy variety too. Like it's not just the same zombie guys coming at you all the time. They do progress in it. Even in the last level, they change. So they've got like electric sticks or whatever, and they have different masks and such. So and different enemy types. So it's not just all one note, you know what I mean? Like, it's fun. It's fun. Such a great game. Took me a second with the controls because you can't aim and walk at the same time.
Yeah.
Which was like 5. But once I got the hang of that, loved it. Yeah. Freaking loved it.
Great game.
So yeah. Resident Evil 4.
Yes.
What is yours?
So I think for my last one, again, a recent favorite.
Yep.
A co-op favorite.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with World War Z.
Oh, yay! I'm surprised. And I don't know why I'm surprised, but yes. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's strange because it's a game that I don't think I'd ever play alone.
No.
But it's the game that sort of started off our 4-player co-op nights, which is, we've been like doing for like a year now?
A year and a half, I think.
A year and a half? Yeah. And it's, of all the 4-player co-op, it's just the most fun, the most consistently engaging. As we just learned, they're still putting out new content for it. I like it because it's basically a 4-person zombie shooter. So there's a campaign, but then there's also a horde mode, which is really fun. And what I really like is that you've got 8-10 different classes that you can do, and they're all quite different. I play a drone master, so I get a little drone who can shoot at zombies and can like electrify them. I love it, like how I can go wandering off alone, and if a lurker gets me, my drone will just be like, nope, and it'll zap them so that I won't get, stuck.
Yep.
And then just other people, like you have your bomb mine things that can go out, and it's like nice how the classes work together. The weapon variety is amazing. And you've got your weapons, and then you've got like your special weapons, and then you've got your pistol, and you can get upgrades for all those things. And I love the just sheer numbers of the zombies that come out. Like you get to those points where it's like, all right, build up your defenses, and you can get like mounted turrets and auto turrets and electrified fences, and you have like time to like build up and just sort of like hold the fort as long as you can. And it just makes it so much more interesting than just the general like walk around and shoot until you get to the end.
Yes, I agree. Yes, I love the variety. I love and what's really key and clutch, the shotgun feels so good. Gotta have my shotty.
I know you love your shotgun. I don't think I should try the shotgun.
Try it?
No, I always just like just an assault rifle or something. But I should try that. And also the horde mode is so good because I've always really liked sort of tower defense games as well. So I like that, just like building up defenses, buying certain things, working together to like cover off every angle. It's just such a fun co-op game.
It's the game that keeps on giving for us. We started with it recently. We were having like a lull because we're waiting for Redfall to come out, and we was like, I don't know, what do we play? Let's just do a run of World War Z. And you open it up, and it's like, oh, a new horde map.
Yeah.
Yay, let's do that. And it's great, of course, and huge, and play that for 2 hours, and like, oh, it's already been 2 hours. Like, time flies with that game.
Exactly. It's so much fun.
So much fun. Best co-op.
Yeah. All right. So what's your final?
My final one. We also played this one co-op.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and all right. So the hype for this game was real last year, and I had never played a Dark Souls game.
Yes.
And we played Elden Ring. I loved Elden Ring. I think the controls were great, the difficulty, the ability to co-op with your friends, because I was having some issues because I suck. And because I know you like can figure it out and you can do strategy, and I just go in guns a-blazing every time and just get killed. So it's nice to have like players come in, even though it's not a perfect game.
Yeah, it's not perfect for the co-op, especially.
Definitely not perfect for the co-op because you kind of have to be in the same area, or you can't bring them over.
If you die, you have to come back in again.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. But you know what? It got the job. We were still able to do it. And I loved I really like the weapon variety in it as well. The open worldness I did not hate. I'm not usually an open world person. I'd never played Breath of the Wild or that kind of Zelda or open worldness in those games.
And I like how it is a huge open world, but then you also do still have that sort of classic dungeon feeling where it's not too open, and you can sort of figure your way through a castle or sewers, or you can find some kindly stranger to lead you through sewers.
God, the best. Pam and I were multiplaying through the sewers, and there was a co-op person. Like, we opened up the co-op, so what was their name? Like Sewer Guide or something like that. It was like, some co-op, and they come in, and usually when people come in and into your game, they just want to kill you.
They just murder you,
But this person, all they wanted to do was just be your guide. Yeah. And they just held their little torch going, follow me, and like go through the sewers of the maze, and we're like,
all right.
This is amazing.
It was great. It was fantastic.
The best part was I died, or it's probably me. I died. So then the person who raided it got kicked out, and then they showed up again to show us through. It was amazing.
It was really nice.
It was the best. Like, such a friend. Like, who else do you find like a friendly experience like that? It was so good. But yeah, I really liked Elden Ring. It's not a perfect game. Not by any stretch, but when you put 140 hours into something, you kind of like it.
You kind of, you must have liked it if you did that. Also, just like other co-op experiences, I remember we were in the city and someone invaded us, and Briz just like shield checked them off the tree, because we were like up on a tree branch, and he just shield checked them off the tree, and they fell to their death. And I'm like, yes!
It's so good. So satisfying and funny. Oh, God. Yeah. Good times, good memories.
Yeah.
That was a fun time.
Lots of fun. was fun. I was glad. It was nice to be able to play with people because I wasn't even gonna buy Elden Ring when it came out, and then everyone else was playing. I was like, I feel left out. And then we started playing co-op pretty frequently, so I was like, all right, this is good.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish you could do more or even like explore outside, like have a little bit more freedom.
Yeah.
And I know there's mods for like the computer one, like, but you know, we play on Xbox and we can't mod it because,
Excellent. Awesome choices.
So since we don't have any pickups technically, because Pam's here and obviously she doesn't have any pickups, I thought, well, since we usually pickups are vinyl, at least for me.
True.
So let's talk about our favorite. And I'm throwing this at you literally right now.
Oh,
because I thought about this
surprise.
while we're doing this. Let's talk about our favorite video game OSTs. Since we love video game vinyls, we both collect it. What's our favorite ones?
Oh boy.
I know, and I'm putting Pam on the spot, so I'll go first while she
Okay.
thinks about it.
Let's have some more wine.
Oh yes.
Thank you.
Yes, we can absolutely drink more before we do this because wine means brain power to think about things.
Thank you.
Okay, hold on. So,
We've got so many to choose from.
Pam is just swirling in her head right now. She's like, shit, no, I didn't
Good thing
put
I
it.
just made a video about this like 2 weeks ago.
So, and we don't have to have a vinyl for it because some video games do not have vinyls out for them. So just general favorite OSTs. And I think I'm looking at it, so I'm going to say it first. And I can finally say another Final Fantasy game.
Nice.
Even though it's not my favorite game, because it's not. But Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, I think, is such a jammin' OST. The funkiness of it, the the Firetown one especially, like song that I love Final Fantasy music in general. But especially that one, I think just because it was so much more upbeat and funky and really just like got good bass line. I'm all about them bass lines. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not super familiar with that. I have the cover. I don't have the vinyl. I haven't played the game, but yeah, I should have a listen to that one.
The game is stupid easy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just a cute little turn-based, very simplistic RPG.
Okay.
The story is nothing to like wave our hair about. You know,
Right.
it's a typical Final Fantasy, you save the crystals kind of thing. But the music is just funky and fun, and I love that.
So, I love Darren Korb. He's like one of my favorite gaming composer. I mean, he's not just the composer. He like plays the instruments and he sings songs and everything. But I'm gonna have to go with Transistor.
Ooh, interesting. Transistor over
Bastion.
and Pyre.
I flip-flop between them. But yeah, Transistor is just this gorgeous soundtrack that has like, you know, some like sort of electronic, some like kind of like upbeat beachy tunes. Just really, really good. The songs that have vocals in them, which are generally Ashley Barrett and Darren Korb as well singing, are just beautiful, beautiful songs. And yeah, that's one of my most listened to soundtracks for sure. It's just such a nice soundtrack. Oh yeah.
You have a vinyl for that one too, yeah?
I do have that one.
Does it have fun splatter on it?
I think it's just kind of like a somewhat clear white.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Nice. I love, so Pam also introduced me to these games. I recently played Bastion, and I wanted to play Transistor, but it's not on Xbox.
I know.
I have to get it on my freaking Switch. And my sister, who has a physical copy, has it sealed and refuses to let me open it.
Games are meant to be played, sister.
She sucks. Boo, Betsy.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right.
But I hope to play that soon and listen to it. I mean, I do. Let's just listen to it the other day. We were driving to New York, so.
Yeah, we did.
My next favorite one. Oof, God, this is getting hard. Okay, so I'm gonna say I like old music. Still early Super Nintendo game from 1992 is
okay.
Soul Blazer.
Oh, okay.
So the first of the Quintet series. kind of Zelda-like gameplay if you've never played it before, and you're a not nameless. What is it? Silent protagonist. Silent protagonist. You have to go save the world from evil thing, who's like God, even though you come from a heavenly place. But again, with these bass lines, this has got a real funky soundtrack, especially some of the towns, the Castle Madrigal, I think is how you pronounce it. There's a couple tracks in there, just like very funky hit bass line, like Flea is playing the bass. He's slapping that bass. It's so good. I love it. Also, probably would be one of my favorite games. It's a very simplistic game, but the soundtrack I think is really what makes the game for me. So that's one of those kind of thing. But yeah, Soul Blazer. Everyone should play that. I feel like Soul Blazer just sort of gets like off to the side because the next two are like Illusion of Gaia and Terranigma. For like an Illusion of Gaia, I feel like always is like more known or more popular rather than Soul Blazer. Fucking play Soul Blazer. Screw Illusion of Gaia. That game, boo. Do you think of another one?
I have thought of another one.
Ooh.
I do not have this on vinyl. In fact, I don't think it has been pressed on vinyl.
Yeah, Soul Blazer are definitely not on vinyl.
It is a Sega Genesis game. Musha.
Musha?
Yes.
I don't think I've listened to Musha.
A compile shoot 'em up. I love compile shoot 'em ups, first of all. And generally, with the Genesis, sometimes I'm like, this sounds crappy. But like certain composers like know just how to work that Genesis sound chip, and Musha is one of those. It's sort of like it's like metal kind of, like chiptune-y metal. Like again, good bass notes in them all. It just like fits with the intensity of the gameplay so much, and it's just a really great soundtrack. So.
I don't think I've listened to that. We'll put it on after this when I make cocktails.
Yeah. Musha's a really good one. I was trying to think of like games I've reviewed and where do I like really talk about the soundtrack, because a lot of the time I'm just like, the music's nice. Like, but
I feel like that a lot of games. Like it's just nice. I guess not bad, but nothing memorable about it. Like trying to think of ones that you like really stick with you.
Yeah. And things that like I'd want to listen to outside of actually playing the game.
Yeah.
So Musha is just a really good, just like rockin', intense good time.
Yeah, like I have freaking Dark Souls vinyl up on the wall. Dark Souls music's not great, let's be real. Just kind of like there. It's like one of those where it's just there.
That's how I feel. Or like there's like one or two that are great, like the Elden Ring.
Yeah, the opening title. Yes.
Amazing. Everything else, I could not hum a few bars of anything. Like,
no.
Yeah.
What's also really upsetting, I have the Elden Ring vinyl.
Oh, yeah?
And that main theme is like 2 minutes long. I'm like, you need to put this on loop for 10 minutes.
Just put it a whole side.
Yes.
Just the menu music.
I don't care about any of the other ones. I want that one for 10 minutes. I'm like, not 2 minutes. What is this? I would sit there and just leave it on the menu title screen for like, while I go do things real fast, just to listen to it loop over and over again. My last one. Toughy. Oh my God. Thinking through all of my vinyls. Not gonna say another Final Fantasy one.
Okay.
Because I have rules we have to stick to. Even though all of Final Fantasy is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I am going to not do a JRPG again, which I know I should. Can I say a whole series?
Go for it.
Monkey Island.
Nice.
Because Secret, Return, and Curse, the first three, all the soundtrack, friggin' amazing. I love, especially 3, just because I have a little bit more nostalgia for 3 than the first 2.
Yeah.
But I love Monkey Island and the upbeat and the like Caribbean feel to it. I just love it.
It's so good. Like I love the opening theme music, everything. Even in the new one, Return, when they like did the remix of the pirate theme and the scum bar, and they like made it real like rockin'. Yes, it's so good.
It was like metal. I loved it. I was like, just sat there for a minute, like in that room. I was like,
I know when I got there, I was like, what?
It was really good. I love it. Oh, such a great series. I've never really got into 4 too much, but the first 3 and then even the recent one, so good.
So good. Yeah, the games are all great. The music's amazing. One thing I do find strange in Secret, which is my favorite of the games, the first one, it's actually like they don't play the music enough. I feel like it's probably a space issue, but like you hear it, but then a lot of the time you're walking around and it's just like quiet. Whereas when they like remastered it or whatever, like they add the music in the background more. But like all the songs are so good, so when like it starts a new theme, you're like, oh yeah,
yes, love it. Such a great. I wish I had that on vinyl. I don't even know if they are on vinyl. If they are, it's like $200 at this point, probably, like bootlegged version that I missed out on.
I feel like there was some kind of boot or maybe just test pressed or something at some point, but I don't, like, it's not you don't see it much.
No.
Yeah.
Someday. Someday I'll fly away. Moulin Rouge. You have one more, don't you?
Yes. So my next one is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
Oh, of course it is.
It was hard for me to not use that as one of my favorite games.
Yeah, I'm very surprised now that you mentioned it.
But what's nice, so I have the vinyl, and the vinyl is just the OST by Rick Schaefer, which is really good. Like, especially the opening title screen music, which is basically just Massive Attack. Basic Angel? Yeah. Basically just like a rip-off of that, and I fucking love Massive Attack.
Love Massive Attack.
So good. And then like the Santa Monica theme and the downtown theme are really good, but it also has an amazing gothy licensed music selection. So in basically every area, there's like 4 main areas that you go through in the game. There's a club you go to, like a dance club, and they have just like such good music. My favorite club is Asylum, which is run by my favorite character, Jeanette, and they play Isolated by Chiasm, and there's just like every club has its own like track that's playing while all the little cute baby goths are like dancing to it, and it's such a good soundtrack. So I have the OST that I listen to, and then one of my most played playlists is my Hot Goth Autumn, which is just like basically the licensed music from Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines with a few other things.
Nice. Oh, God, now that you said that, I'm so surprised that wasn't part of your favorite game. But you know what? That's okay, because tomorrow it'll be her favorite game.
Yeah,
and it's included in the OST.
Again.
So.
Exactly.
Oh, wonderful. We talked about our favorite things, and we
I
didn't.
know.
That's amazing. Because, yes. It's going to change all the time.
Yeah, it will change all the time. Even looking back on my top 100 games of all time, I should remake that sometime.
Ooh,
because,
yes.
I mean, even just games that I've played since then that I hadn't played it. Like, I don't think Hollow Knight's on that list because I hadn't played Hollow Knight at the time.
Ooh.
So, yeah, but favorites are good. Let us know in the comments.
What is your favorite game?
What's your favorite game? Your favorite movie? Your favorite show?
Favorite OST?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm so surprised I didn't say Chrono Cross. Chrono Trigger was my OST too.
Right.
That's okay.
It's fine. There's too many.
There's too many. This was really hard.
It was hard. I was trying to make notes beforehand, and I wrote down way more than 3 of everything. So
we're trying to keep it like, otherwise we'll be here for 3 hours. But yes, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
On this happy togetherness podcast together.
Yes.
Whatever I'm saying.
Yes, it's always good when we get to record in person instead of over the internet.
Yes, because sometimes, internets suck.
Uh-huh.
And there might be a little lag, which is fine.
It's fine. We do what we can. But yeah, if you are interested in more fun podcasts, you can check out polymedia.com for podcasts about video games and movies and books and
more movies.
More movies.
trying to think of all the genres
Video
everybody
game
else said.
stories. Yes.
Indie things and such. Yeah, check them out. Pretty cool people over there. Our buddies, our pals.
We also have a subreddit. I think it's just r/polymedia. There's a thread for all of our episodes and all the other episodes. If you don't want to comment on the YouTube video because you're listening to this via audio, you can hop on the subreddit.
Yes, absolutely. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, reach out to us at pointanddrinkadventure@gmail.com or leave us a comment on YouTube because
so many ways to contact us.
So many ways.
We're too available.
We are way too available. But drink. Do I say drink well? I say drink well. Wow, this wine is great.
You're drinking it real well.
I'm drinking it well. Drink well, my friends.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye. This wine's great. We've almost finished the bottle.